Hello my dear students, in this video lesson, we will locate the different places on Earth using geographic coordinate system.
Last time, you have learned that waves are rhythmic disturbances that carry energy without carrying matter. We also differentiate the two types of waves, the mechanical waves that needs medium or matter to transfer energy, while the electromagnetic waves that do not need matter or any medium to transfer energy. Where is the Philippines located? Some of you may answer, it's located on Earth, or it can be found in Asian continent. But where exactly is the location of the Philippines on Earth or in Asian continent? Tricky question, right? But this can be answered in today's video lesson. To locate the position of the Philippines and other places on Earth, we can use maps and globes. A map is a two-dimensional graphical representation of an area, land, or sea, usually drawn on a flat surface, while a globe is a three-dimensional spherical model of the Earth. Why do you think imaginary lines are set on a globe or a map? Is it A, to locate places, or B, to give direction? Very good. Imaginary lines are used to locate different places on the Earth. If you will observe closely, you will notice that both map and globe are made of horizontal lines and vertical lines which intersect with each other. These lines are called parallels of latitude and meridians of longitude. These lines are not actually found in the planet, hence the term imaginary. Imaginary lines are very important for us to find our way around the surface of the Earth. Coordinate system is an arrangement of those reference lines or imaginary lines on the globe. By means of coordinate system, the position or location of any place on Earth's surface can be determined or described. Which of the following illustrations represent the lines of latitude? Is it A or B? Great! Latitudes are horizontal lines. It is progressive angular measurements north or south of the equator. What is a latitude? A latitude is defined as a measurement of distance in degrees north and south of the equator. Latitudes are imaginary lines running from east to west on the Earth's surface. Since the Earth is assumed to be sphere, the distance of any place in the globe is measured in degrees. Lines of latitude are often referred to as parallels. This is because latitude is a line that runs parallel to the equator and never intersects. If you see measurements on the parallel, it is called latitude. What is the imaginary line located at 0-degree latitude? A. Prime meridian or B. Equator? Correct. The equator is located at 0-degree latitude. The equator is the longest of all lines of latitude. It divides the Earth into half and is measured at 0-degree latitude. Parallels get smaller towards the poles than closer to the equator. There are 90 degrees of latitude from the equator to each of the poles, north and south. Positions on latitude lines above the equator are called north and are in the northern hemisphere. Positions on latitude lines below the equator are called south and are in the southern hemisphere. The starting line of the latitude measurement is the equator. Therefore, the equator is assigned a latitude value of 0 degrees. It divides the Earth into two hemispheres, the southern and the northern hemisphere. In the northern hemisphere, we can see the Tropic of Cancer at about 23.5 degrees north of the equator. On the other hand, at about 23.5 degrees south of the equator, we can see the Tropic of Capricorn. Then, At about 66.5 degrees north, we can see the Arctic Circle. On the southern hemisphere, at about 66.5 degrees south of the equator, we can see the Antarctic Circle. At 90 degrees north, we can see the North Pole, and at 90 degrees south of the equator is the South Pole. The latitude of a place has something to do with its climate. The part of the world between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn is called tropics. Countries located in this zone experience a tropical climate where the annual average temperature is about 18 degrees. This is the reason why Philippines is a tropical country. We experience warm temperatures. Between the Tropic of Cancer and the Arctic Circle is the Northern Temperate Zone, and between the Tropic of Capricorn and the Antarctic Circle is the Southern Temperate Zone. Countries located in this zone are experiencing 4 seasons. Areas within the Arctic Circle and Antarctic Circle is the polar or frigid zones. Countries located in this zone experience cold temperatures all year round. Have you noticed that the globe is actually tilted? This is because the rotation axis of Earth is tilted 23.5 degrees, and this tilt is what causes seasons. Another important line of the globe is the longitude. Longitude is defined as a measurement of distance in degrees east or west of the prime meridian. Lines of longitude are often referred to as meridians. Meridians are imaginary lines runs north to south around the globe. How about this one? It is an imaginary line located at 0 degree longitude. Is it A, the prime meridian, or B, the equator? Very good. The prime meridian is located at 0 degree longitude. The prime meridian, as do all lines of longitude, pass through the North and South Pole. They make the Earth look like a peeled orange. The prime meridian divides the Earth into half, just like the equator, but this is a vertical line. It is found at 0 degree longitude. It passes through the community of Greenwich, England. Longitude lines to the left of the prime meridian gives location west in the western hemisphere. Longitude lines to the right of the prime meridian gives location east in the eastern hemisphere. There are 180 lines of longitude on each side of the prime meridian. Keep in mind that the extreme longitude is 180 degrees and is called the international dateline. Greenwich, England is the logical starting point for time zones. The world rotates west to east or in a counterclockwise direction. Time zones to the east are ahead of those time zones to the west. Combining latitude and longitude, any location can be pinpointed. Let us try to find the location of Manila, Philippines using coordinate system. Here are the steps in locating places. First, you have to identify the latitude which intersects the location. Determine the degrees from the equator and indicate its direction as north or south from the equator. To locate Manila, Philippines from the equator, which is 0 degree latitude, we move 14 degrees north of the equator. So our latitude is 14 degrees north. Next, we have to identify the longitude which intersects the location. Determine the degrees from the prime meridian and indicate its direction as west or east of the prime meridian. From 0 degree longitude, we move 121 degrees east of the prime meridian. so the longitude is 121 degrees east. The third one is to merge the two values along with their directions. Write the latitude first, then the longitude separated by a comma. Now we know that Manila, Philippines has coordinates 14 degrees north and 121 degrees east. Study the image of the globe below, then identify the parts that are labeled in the image. Have you tried to visit a place for the first time? For instance, you are going to Mall of Asia. If you are unfamiliar with the location, what is the best way to find specific stall or food section? Perhaps you want to try using directory maps. To sum it up, the location of any place on Earth's surface can be determined and described by means of coordinate system. Latitudes are imaginary lines running from east to west on the Earth's surface. Lines of latitudes are often referred to as parallels. Longitudes are imaginary lines running from north to south on the Earth's surface. Lines of longitude are often referred to as meridians. Now, it's your turn. Try to locate the following points in the map by using the following geographic coordinates. The first 2 points are plotted already to serve as an example. For your assignment, create a simple map of the location of your house in your barangay or city. Include the barangay hall or municipal hall, health clinic, church, wet market or mall, and school, or any landmarks near to your location. Your home map should have the cardinal directions north, south, west, and east.